What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So I have some breaking news to report, and that is that the FBI have raided the official residence of former President Donald John Trump, Mar-a-Lago, in Palm Beach, Florida, I believe it is. His residence was raided today by, quote, a large group of FBI agents. Trump posted a statement in his to his Truth Social platform this evening, denouncing the raid on his home as, quote, not necessary or appropriate. While the reason for federal law enforcement descending on Trump's estate is not necessarily known, it follows months of speculation that federal prosecutors had turned their attention to the former president for his actions in the effort to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Nothing like this has ever happened to a president of the United States before, Trump said in a statement. Well, of course, but then again, no president has ever actively tried to subvert democracy before. No president has ever conspired to have a mob disrupt and end the traditional transfer of power via electoral college certification by the Congress. Never before. So of course, you're not in a situation that's normal. Look what you did. And you got millions of idiots that still believe that the 2020 election was rigged. So it goes on, calling the raid, quote, prosecutorial misconduct and, quote, a weaponization of the justice system. Trump said the raid was hatched by radical left Democrats seeking to prevent him from running for president in 2024. Trump likened his treatment to corruption in, quote, broken third world countries. He says, they even broke into my safe. And then he says, because he's a perpetual victim. What is the difference between this and Watergate, where operatives broke into the Democratic National Committee? Here, in reverse, Democrats broke into the home of the 45th president of the United States. Well, first of all, they didn't sneak into your home. They weren't trying to hide the fact that they're breaking into your home. They went in that motherfucker because they're law enforcement. The individuals that went into the DNC back in 1972, which was in the Watergate Hotel, the difference is those weren't official, first of all, those weren't official GOP members. The individuals that broke into the DNC were an offshoot of the Plumbers Unit, which had been disbanded by then. Now, the Plumbers were called that because they were supposed to be the White House's, the Nixon White House, their own sort of investigative unit to do investigations of individuals and to plug leaks. I believe they were concocted around the time that the Pentagon Papers were leaked, which was in June of 1971. That was a major security breach by Daniel Ellsberg, who released those papers. At the time, he worked at the Pentagon. And they released classified information to the public, all right? He felt the public had a right to know these things. It was classified information. When you take that and combine it with the fact that there were individuals within the White House who were leaking information to the press, the Washington Post being particularly one of them, wound up being Henry Kissinger. That's when the Nixon hierarchy, approved by President Nixon, I think it was suggested by the Berlin Wall, that being H.R. Haldeman and John Ehrlichman. They had their own individual group of men who were willing, usually affiliated with the CIA and other agencies, or really CIA. They were doing what the FBI wouldn't do. The FBI will only go but so far in doing the White House bidding. So the White House said, well, why don't we have our own investigational unit? Now, they broke it up because it was starting to become counterproductive. But some of those individuals still were working with some people within the organization, within the White House, and they decided to go into the DNC. Whether or not Nixon knew about it far in advance, we don't know. But that's not the GOP. That wasn't like Nixon had other elected GOP officials decide to go. It's stupid what he's saying. And then when he says that the Democrats broke into the home, wait a minute. First of all, since when are all FBI agents Democrats? And Trump, didn't you appoint the FBI director? Didn't you fire Comey and then appointed this guy? So now he's a Democrat too. This guy's a fucking idiot, man. Trump did not offer an official reason for the raid, but the House January 6th committee has held a series of nationally televised hearings that have cast Trump as attempting to prevent Congress from certifying the 2020 presidential election. This is a breaking news story. More details will come out. Now, this is my thing, man. I've always said I need to be convinced that they're going to do something. I'm still not convinced, but this has my attention. All right? The FBI breaking into the home of a former president. Okay, now you have my attention. You have my attention. Maybe something is going to come of this. We got to wait and see, though. We got to wait and see. We got to wait and see. The highest ranking former official ever to see prison time was Dennis Hastert, the former Speaker of the House. So I got to wait and see if they're willing to put a president behind bars. Because I got to tell you something. I told this to the brother LB. One of the problems with prosecuting Trump and imprisoning him is that then with the kooks that follow him, you have the potential to make him a martyr. Okay? That would make him a martyr. They would, it'll be all types of shit, man. I mean, could you imagine his base riled up seeing him imprisoned? It'd be fucked up. It'd be some real fucked up shit. I mean, first of all, Trump would make more money in prison through merchandising, T-shirts, banners, posters, GoFundMes. He would make more money in prison than he probably has in the last 20 years legally or semi-legally. Then, his minions, my goodness, I think there would be demonstrations all across this country. They may be provoked into violence. So that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of leery about him going to prison. Think about what I'm saying for a second. Look how pissed off these people were when they thought he lost an election, let alone putting him in prison. So anyway, tell me what you guys think.